Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction and review. And this is to the 13th and final episode of the second season of Initial D. Episode 13, Changing Seasons of Second Stage. So, I do have a little bit of information that I want to say, but I'm going to save that for the end of the video. So, if you want to hear it, stick around after the video, after my review for what I want to say, which pertains to Initial D. Additionally, there's a timestamp down below if you want to skip ahead of that, so you can check that out if you want. But let's go ahead and begin and dive in. Okay, adjust my seat, get comfortable here. Okay, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, play. Well, they knew that they were going to be doing another season. Huh, interesting. Interesting, okay. Well, this was a very interesting conclusion to the second stage of Initial D. Takumi actually won against the other guy. I really did not know if he would actually win or not, considering the tires. I guess the tire pressure was getting low. The tires didn't have as much grip. And so I didn't really know if he was going to actually win or not. I thought it might kind of benefit or might kind of go with the title if he had actually lost. But he actually won because he was able to learn more about the car. Whenever the rear of the car began to lose its grip, he began to kind of analyze it the way that he does, and he was more able to get the car to feel more natural. He was more able to kind of understand it and use that to his advantage. And so he started kind of mentally processing that, and he was able to take advantage of that and actually beat the other guy. And the other guy realized that Takumi is out of his league. So the guy admitted defeat, which I think was mature of him that he did. I think it would have been more mature if he had have actually got out, shook Takumi's hand and told him, "Great race," but I guess you get what you get. I don't know, maybe that's not something that some people do in Japan. That's what I myself would do, be it here in the US or in Japan. That's what I myself would do. I would congratulate somebody on putting up a very good fight, and that maybe tell them that I learned some things from them. So it definitely was interesting. But that's me. But it was interesting that, of course, Takumi made the remark that he figured out the element that he lacked. And I think that was the knowledge about his car. Takumi isn't really knowledgeable about cars, yet he races them. I can relate to that. Now, I have a little bit of knowledge about cars. Granted, most of my knowledge pertains to the outside physical appearance of a car. I only have a little bit of knowledge about under the hood of a car. I can look at a part and identify some of the parts to a car, but I'm not going to profess that I know a lot. But I can relate to Takumi not really having that knowledge, yet having an interest in learning about it. So I really relate to that. I think it was also really sweet that he asked his dad if his dad can help teach him. I think that was really great. That was a really great moment. And the one thing that I can say, and I think a lot of people, male or female, whether you're a car guy or a car girl, I think the one thing that people understand is the first love is the vehicle. The first love is the vehicle. If you fall in love romantically with someone, that's your second love. The vehicle, it was the first love, and so the vehicle stays. I've heard about and read about so many situations where people ended up got engaged or got married, and then they ended up letting go of their first vehicle. Heck, a guy that I used to work with on nights. He used to work a different shift. He did the exact same thing. He had I think it was a 94 Cadillac DeVille. I think it was a 94 Cadillac DeVille, black two-door, and I think it had the rare TriStar. I want to say TriStar, but I could be wrong. Something engine under the hood. And the car needed work and he couldn't. It was kind of hard to find the part. And so he just ended up making the decision that he was just kind of going to let the car go. And I told him if he lets it go, he'll regret it for the rest of his life. I think he ended up just like letting his dad or something have the car back, because I think it might have been his dad's car. And so he ended up getting a different vehicle. But I think he did come up to me and tell me that he regrets letting that car go. And I told him, I told you so. And I've said before, I'm not letting go of my trucks. My trucks come first. And so I think Takumi figured out right there, stick with the first love, which is the vehicle. But Takumi, there was a very interesting dynamic there between, of course, Ikutani and Kazumi. I apologize if I pronounce her names incorrectly, but he wanted to tell her how he felt, and he never did. Like I said, I know the feeling of, I haven't exactly been in that situation, but I know that pain of, I know the pain of feeling hurt, and I know I haven't exactly been in the exact same situation, but I do know the feeling of of not really knowing what to say, and feeling as though everything has come to an end. I know that feel. It doesn't feel good. It hurts like a freaking bitch. But he didn't he didn't end up telling her. I don't know if telling her wouldn't have made it any different. Part of me thinks that because he didn't tell her, it's something that he'll probably regret. He'll question the rest of his life. What if I had have told her? What if that would have made a difference? Like a few years later, he reads that she ends up that she invites him to her wedding. She wants him to be best man or something, and then he always has to wonder, why couldn't that be me? And what if I just said something? And me myself, putting myself in that situation, I think I would rather just jump off a cliff than to put myself through that and always wonder, but he didn't. The moment she made the remark that he felt kind of like, I think, a bit of a brother to her, I think that might have hurt him, because he had hoped that she looked at him not as a brother, but romantically, and he may have not said anything because it would have felt more awkward, and he didn't want to ruin it. And again, I can totally understand that. I can honestly relate to that. Not wanting to say anything because you're afraid it will ruin it. You're just afraid of the damage that you could do, so you just keep your mouth shut. I know that feel. And it was interesting how in the ending scenes he appeared to be doing better, which is a good thing, but I think that will always be a scar. Like, not joking, I don't think, I know. There will always be that scar there. The wound may heal, but the scar will always be there. That's not something that he'll ever forget. And honestly, the moment that she came back, there was this tiny glimmer of hope in me that maybe she came back because she was staying. And then she made the remark that she realized she didn't really get to say goodbye, and I hate goodbyes. I totally hate goodbyes. And I really feel for him having to go through that. And he's made mentions before about being the single or the lonely driver. I really think he should just stick with that moniker and just roll with it, and instead of trying other things, I really think he should just stick with it. I can totally relate to that. Um, and whenever he began to talk about romance and how much it could hurt and how much it could affect you, Takumi really understood because of what he had went through with Mogi. And I think to a degree, what Itsuki or Ikutani might have said might have actually maybe helped Takumi to open his eyes a bit, possibly. And then whenever he found out that Mogi had been working a part-time job, that might have also opened his eyes a bit, because he did kind of smile a tiny bit whenever he saw her there. But yeah, and then we saw Ikutani racing, or Itsuki racing there, focusing on trying to drift and trying to improve. And we saw him be happy and satisfied with his improvement. And part of me thinks that what he's doing there, it's a double-edged sword, basically. There's two sides to what he's doing. On one hand, he's doing that because he wants to be able to be a better racer, so that he can be up there with the others. And second, he's using it as a means to help him to get over Kazumi. It's a means for him to occupy himself and focus. And I fully understand that 100%. That I've been in that situation before. Where you try to just busy yourself with something to try to help keep your mind off of it. And I know some people would tell you, hey, you need to face something head on. I don't believe that. I think that my personal philosophy is, however you can deal with something, deal with it in your own way. And don't criticize other people for dealing with it in the way that they do. And he's using racing, I think, also as a means to help him to keep his mind off of it. And if that helps him to deal, and move forward, I say have at it, I say do it. And it did show him being happy with all the other guys again. And I think part of him is moving on, yeah, but I still think that there are and will be times whenever he's going to suffer that regret. And, he's going to think back, and it's going to hurt. But the good news is he does have some people close to him to help him, and he does have some things that he can do to occupy himself with. Because whenever you don't have anything to occupy yourself with, that's whenever you really begin to suffer, mentally and emotionally. That's whenever you begin to traumatize yourself. And I know that all too well. Whenever you can keep yourself busy and occupied, it makes it easier to move through the day. But whenever you're in a situation that you don't really have time to occupy yourself, and you start thinking way too much, and you start thinking about everything, and you can feel your sanity, your emotional stability, and your mental stability dropping. And I know that feel all too well. I really, really know that feel. And it puts you in a very major state of depression. But I see why the title was called Changing Seasons. It was not just referring to the physical transformation of the seasons, fall into winter, but the changing seasons with things developing between each of the characters, and things advancing, moving forward. And I'm not sure how. I'm wondering how Takumi is going to interact with Mogi the next time. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out about that later. But yeah, this was, for it to be the final episode of the second stage, it's not exactly a full happy ending episode. It has a lot of bittersweetness to it, and a lot of stuff that really can't hit you home, especially if you've been through the exact or a similar situation as to what Takumi or Itsuki or Ikutani had been through. And like I said, I have experienced similar situations, so it was more it was more relatable to see that, and it kind of hurts because, you know, there was no complete happy ending at the end of it. It felt relatable, and while part of me is happy that it didn't have a complete happy ending, you know, it's more relatable that way. At the same time, part of me wishes that there was a happy ending to it, you know, that Kazumi would have stayed. But I don't really know what befalls the characters later on, relationship wise. But I guess I'll figure that out. But that is my thoughts regarding the episode, and so hope you guys enjoyed that. And again, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Now, I said that there was a few things that I wanted to say at the end of the video, and this is it. I've had several people ask me, was I going to do Initial D, Third Stage, and Fourth Stage? Okay, so going by the Wikipedia, right after the second stage, there is Initial D, the Extra Stage, which numbered in Season 1 and apparently number 2, Beyond the Impact, Blue, and Sentimental White. And so both of these focus on Mako, according to the wiki here. And I'm not really sure if these are the extra stage. Don't really know if those are available on YouTube. Don't really know about that. But I don't know about doing those, or if those would be worth doing. I'm not really sure about those. Now, of course, Initial D, Third Stage is the movie. And that one I will not be doing. I've had people ask me before, was I going to do the Third Stage? I won't be doing the Third Stage. I'll be watching it in my own time, but I will not be doing a reaction to it. Of course, I haven't been able to do reactions to Initial D episodes for a while now on YouTube because the videos started getting blocked worldwide upon upload. And so, if the episodes are getting blocked worldwide upon upload, I know for certain the movie would be. And so there's no point in trying to do that whenever I know for a fact it's not going to work. It's especially consider it's the movie, and I'm pretty sure YouTube definitely wouldn't like that. Also, I really don't want to have to do that on the other website either because I don't know how long it is, but I'm estimating about an hour and 10 minutes or so. And already with the Initial D episodes as they are, I have to edit and render the videos once with the video over in the corner to upload to the other side, and then I have to cut that out and edit and render them again without the video. So I have to edit and render the videos twice, once to upload to the other site and once to upload to YouTube. And I really don't want to have to do that with the movie because it will be much longer. Already, typically, a reaction and review for me is like an hour long. A movie one is going to be much longer, and I really don't want to have to do that. I will not be doing the Third Stage. I'll be watching it on my own time. And there's the Fourth Battle Stage. Battle Stage says, Battle Stage is a compilation of every major street race of First, Second, and Third Stage with a special edition of the never-before-seen battle between Kazuki's FD and Seji's Evo. I don't know if it sounds like the Battle Stage is basically a compilation. It says it's a compilation, so I really don't think there's a need to go into the Battle Stage. Probably since it's just kind of seems like it might be just recapping what happened through the First, Second, and Third Stage. Probably isn't a need to go through it. I'll probably just check that one out on my own time. But there is the Fourth Stage, which is a series, it appears, basic series, so that one, maybe. And then there's Battle Stage 2, again, it's a compilation, it says, and then there's Extra Stage, number 2, don't know if that one's worth doing, and then there's a Fifth Stage, which is the actual series, and that one appears to be the last one that they did. Correction! There's the Final Stage, which is the last one that they did, which consists of pairs of just 4 episodes. So, it appears that the the Final Stage and the Fifth Stage and the 4th stage are worth doing. Like I said, I won't be doing the movie because it's a full-length movie. The battle stage, the extra stage I don't know about. I'll let you guys tell me about that. I'll also let some of you tell me if the first battle stage is worth doing, or if the extra stage, number 2, is worth doing. I have no idea. So you can tell me on that, if it's worth doing. But anyway, again, that is my thoughts regarding this, so thanks again for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.